Hello everyone, this is KenBroTech from KenBroTech and welcome back. So in this series of videos, we are creating a blog application and we are done setting almost everything up. Now in this section of the video, we are going to look at how we create the login and the logout authentication and things around that. So in order to work on the login and logout functionality of this application, once again, Django is helping us over here. There's an inbuilt login and logout authentication that Django helps us with. So we are definitely going to make good use of that. And let me just close this ones over here. And login and logout, once again, is going to happen within our users. Okay. And we don't even have to write a view over here because that's the way it has been designed. Okay. We can only write a view if we want to modify the things that has already been given to us, but in this case we are not going to modify anything. Now we are going to go into urls.py and we are going to run an import over here. So I'm going to say from django.contrib.auth. I want to import views. Okay, but you can see that we have a view over here and we are having another view over here. It is definitely going to conflict. Okay, so in order to distinguish among the two, we want to do as, and let's call auth, or let's call this auth view. Okay, so that this views is what is being referred to as the views.py over here, and the auth views is picking from the views inside the Django auth views. All right, so now that we have auth views imported for us, we can now specify a path over here, and within this path we are going to look at a login route, and we are going to call this auth view method over here. So I'm going to say auth view dot, and I'm going to go into this, and we are going to see a login view over here. Now these are class-based views. Okay, and as far as class-based views goes, we have to handle them in a different way. So after calling auth view, okay, dot login view, I need to specify dot as, and I want to render it as a view. Okay, so add view, or I call the add view method on it, and inside this I need to provide a template name. So I'll do template underscore name, and this is going to be equal to a template I'm going to create over here, and this template is going to be located inside users / and I'll do login.html. and last but not the least, I want to specify a name for the URL, and I'll write in users - login. All right, so when I save this, it has been reformatted or formatted for me. All right, so this is what we have. We are saying that whenever you see a / login, then direct this to our auth view, which we have imported over here, and within this auth view there's a login class over there. Okay, but we want to render it as a view, and we are providing it with a template name inside the users login.html. So now let's come into users, and I'm going to create login.html. all right, now login.html. Now let's try and imagine what a login view is going to look like. A login view is going to look like something we are going to have maybe the username and the password, and that's exactly what Django is going to give us. So what I am going to do is we are going to go into the sign up page. Okay, remember we have a form over here, and let's just grab everything over here. So I'll do a Control-C, and inside the login I'll paste this over here. The first thing I would want to change is the title, so I'll do log in, and I'll do login page over here, and I'll change the text over here to login page, so login page, and sign up now becomes login. All right, so this is what we have, and this is just going to work, because whenever we do a / login, you see this login page showing up over here. Okay, all right, and let's try login. So let me type in admin, and this is going to look funny because we still need to add some logic over here. Now when I click on login, it says that what's page not found, and it was looking, check out this URL, was looking for something /account/profile, and that's not what we want. Okay, we kind of have to manage our own application. Okay, our own destinies in our own hands. So what we are going to do is we are going to specify a route in which we want to log into. So in order to do that, we are going to go into, let me collapse these ones. We are going to go into settings.py, and inside settings.py we are going to specify a login redirect URL. So just above here, and it can be anywhere, I'm going to say login underscore redirect underscore URL. So this is going to be the URL of the page we want to log in to. Okay, and this page is definitely going to be the index page, which is going to be the block index. So let me just copy this, Ctrl+C, come back here and come and paste this over here. All right, so now let's try this whole setup again. Okay, so now let's try and log in as admin, and let's type in my password, and when I click on login, I'm now directed over here. All right, so now we are very clear on some few things over here. Let's come back and change some few things over here on the navbar. So on the navbar, and once again, let me collapse these folders, and let's go into the partials, because that's where we have our navbar. Now clearly you can see that there are some few things we need to change. So let's change this to post scribers, like we have with our original application. So we have post scribers over here, and what I would want to see is I'd want to shift this to the left. So I'll do margin left auto. Okay, this is actually going to shift it to the right. I mean the home and the link over here. So when I refresh, we have post scribers over here, and we have this showing up over here. Good. Now what I would want to do is, first of all, let me change this to profile, and let me change this to log out. All right, so clearly we are seeing profile and log out over here. Now when I click on this log out, I would want to be logged out, and the login and the sign up is also going to come at the other side of the page. Now the next thing I would want to do, which is very important, and let me show you exactly what's happening over here. Now inside admin over here, we have some permissions over here. Now we have active, we have staff status, and we have super user. Now these are permissions we can work with as we move along. Now clearly you can see that admin has all these permissions. That's why admin is able to have a lot of functionalities and a lot of privileges. So for the active user, it says designates whether the user should be treated as active, or unselect this instead of deleting accounts. All right, now we have the staff status over it, designates whether the user can log onto the admin side. Okay, and I'm going to show you something very soon. And we have the super user status, designates that this user has all permissions without explicitly assigning them. So you can see that admin has all these permissions. Now when we come back and check out on, let's say, the user Brony is just as active over here. Brony cannot log on to the admin site based on the staff status, and is not a super user as well. Good. Now what I'm going to do is we are going to use some logic over here, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in this. So over here I'm going to put out the template tag, and the template tag allows us to write in Python logic within HTML. So I'm going to say if request dot user, and remember the first instance of request.user was when we were creating our blog, okay? And we said that we wanted to assign the logged in user to the author in order to create the post. All right, so this request.user is specifying the current logged in user. So if the current logged in user dot is underscore authenticated, so if the current logged in user is authenticated, that means the person has logged in, has signed up, has a registration, and is logged in. Then we want to show this, okay? We want to show this subscribers page. Then we also want to show the profile and the logout. Else we want to do something. So let me just copy this div tag, or let me just copy this over here. So I'll do a Control C over here, and I'll paste this right down here. So if the user is authenticated, I want to show this. And just before I continue, let me just cut this one and show you this. So now I have the profile, logout, and let me just do sign up over here. So I have sign up, and let me do log in. All right, so when I refresh, we're going to see profile, sign up, login, and everything scattered over here. Now I only want a situation if the user is authenticated, then we see or if the user is authenticated and logged in, we are going to see just profile and logout. And if the user is yet to log in, we are now going to see sign up and login. So let me just come back here and come and paste what I cut over here. And that's if request.user.is authenticated. We want to show everything over here. Okay. And let's put an else statement over here. Else. And finally, want to end the if over here. So end if. So let me just open this up very well so that I show you. We are seeing that if the user is authenticated, if the user is logged in, the user has to see the subscribers. Okay, the user has to see the profile link, the logout link. That's if the user wants to now log out. And else, if the user is not authenticated, the user cannot sign up or can log in. So when I save this and refresh, you can see that we are now authenticated. Okay, so we can see this, and we can as well see this as well. So now let's work with the logout view. And once again, we'll go into our urls.py for the users. All right, and this is where we have the login. The logout view is almost going to be the same. So I'm just going to copy this and paste this over here, and I'll change some few things. All right, so the route is definitely going to change to logout, and the view over here is also going to change to, we have a logout view over here. Okay, so we have logout view dot as view, and the template name is also going to change to logout.html. And once again, the URL name is certainly going to change out to also logout. Now we are about to see a proper demonstration of these URL names over here. All right, so we now need to create this logout.html over here. And once again, I'll come into users and I'll create logout.html. Now logout.html, let me just grab this over here and do some modification. So I'll come in here, logout.html, and first of all, let me change the title to logout page, and I think let me change this as well to logout. And as far as the logout page is concerned, we don't need any form over here. So clearly we are not going to use any form for a logout page, and I'm just going to use an alert. Okay, so we are going to do .alert, and I'll say info. All right, then I just want to pass in a message that you have been logged out and you can log in again if you want to. So I'll say you have been logged out. Okay, so you have been logged out is showing up over here. So let me just do a /log out. All right, so this is what we see over here. You have been logged out. Now let me put this pretty much at the center, and in order to do that, let me just do 6 over here, call md6 and an offset of 3, so that I have 3 to the left and 3 to the right. So when I do this, now you have been logged out showing up over here, and clearly, as you can see that you have this sign up and login showing up over here, but I think something is messing up a little bit, but we are going to work our way around it. Now let me put out a link tag over here, and this link tag can now link us to log in. Okay, so if you want to log in again, now you can have this login link, and when you click, it's supposed to take you there. Okay, so the way this is displaying to the left over here, we have a container class, so clearly it should have some padding to the left and right, and I'm not seeing that. I think, all right, so let's grab this over here, and yeah, sure. So this is gonna make it work. All right, so if I refresh, all right, now we have this over here. Now there's a reason why we kept having this URL names showing up over here. Okay, and you can actually use the URL names to do or to perform the routing that we desire. So for instance, this Postgres is going to link up to the index page, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to pass in a template tag and put out the curly brackets as well as the percentage signs. Then what I'm going to do, if you want to render a URL, you're going to type in URL and the name of the URL you specified over here. So this is the name. So I have the index URL over here, so I just have to paste the index URL over here, and that's it. Now profile has not been created yet, but then I have my logout, my sign up, and my login view. Okay, so once again I'm going to do this, and the template tag is going to be URL, and I'll do users dash logout. All right, so that's going to be the name, and let me just show you, because I have like a consistent way of naming things. So as you can see, I have users logout over here, I have users login over here, and definitely I have users sign dash up over here. All right, so let's go back into our nav. So I have users logout over here, and I have users and the template tag. Once again, I have users dash sign dash up, and this is going to be users login. So users log in. All right, and I'm making a mistake over here. This has to be in a quotation mark, and I forget to bring out the URL. Pardon me. So I have this URL showing up over here. All right, so when I save this and come and refresh, now when I click on this, it's going to link me to the sign up page. When I click on this, it's going to link me to the login page, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, so I'll do this and we are good to go. So I can now log in, and let me log in as admin, and I'll type in my password over here, and when I click on login, now I have this showing up over here. Okay, I have the Postgres showing up over here, I have logout showing up over here. Now when I click on logout, I log out, I don't see this over here, simply because I'm saying that if request.user is authenticated, that is only when you see this, else you just only have to see the signing up and the login route. Now let's finally work on this. So you see, you have a link over here. When I click on login, it's supposed to send me to the login page, and this is going to be at the logout template. So inside this logout template, let me cancel this. Inside this logout template, this route over here and URL, and I'm going to do users dash log. Okay, users dash login. All right, so when I come back here to come and refresh, when I click on this, I can I'm sent here. When I click on this, I'm sent here, and we are good to go. There's one other thing I would want to create over here so that we move on very quickly, and that had to do with let me check this again. This inside the login view. So inside the login.html, I think I had, let me put this in a div tag, and I had a link tag over here, and this was forget password. So forget password, and I also had a create account over here, so I'll do a link tag over here, and this is going to link me to sign up. So I'll do URL, and I'll do users dash sign dash up, and I'm going to say create account. So create an account, and we have some bootstrap classes over here to make this a button. So class btn, and I'll do success. All right, so when I come back here to come and refresh, we have this showing up over here. Now what I needed to do was to put out a class of, and I'll do txt center, and I would also want to put up a margin to the top and bottom, and I'll do 3 over here. And when I refresh, we have this in the middle showing up over here. That's good. And I think this was also centered in the middle. So let me put this in a div tag. So let me cut this and put this over here, and inside of this, let me put up a class of txt center. And all right, so this is working over here, and let me just put out a horizontal rule beneath this. So I had a horizontal rule over here, and I think there was one on top of it as well. All right, so this is exactly what I wanted. So here we have create an account, will link you up here, and forget password, we are going to look at it in a later video. All right, so this is going to be the end of this video. Now you find this content very interesting, there are a couple of ways you can help me grow my channel. Kindly subscribe to KenBroTech, and don't forget to hit on the notification button so that anytime I release a video, you'll be duly notified. Also share this video with friends and family who find this content very useful. At KenBroTech, we see learn programming, you can do it. And also don't forget to pass in any question or comments if you do have one. Thank you very much, and bye bye.